Hey guys, this is Eddie the Magic Monk. Welcome to another Excel tutorial. Today we're going to talk about the if function in Excel, which is a function that we can use if we want Excel to make some decisions for us based on the data we already have to determine what values we should input into a cell. So for example, let's say I have a spreadsheet recording the test results for students. I'll let you think of a better title than that. And then I have the student name, and then I have their term 1 tests and their term 2 test results. Okay, so let's say I have John, who received a score of 30 out of 100, and in term 2 he received 60 out of 100. So that means that he has improved on his tests. So in the third cell, let's say we want to find out if they have improved. Okay, and the answer is yes for John, so we put in yes. Now let's say we have another student, let's call her Natalie. Term 1 test is 70, term 2 test is 65, and improved would be no. Now this is quite easy for us to do when there are only 2 students. But imagine if we had over 30 or 40 students, then you're going to have to manually go down the list and put yes or no for each student yourself, and that's going to take quite a long time. So what we're going to do is, instead of typing this in ourselves, we can use what we call an if function. So we put equals if bracket, and if you want to see an explanation, don't forget that the tooltip tells you as soon as you type the if statement in what it does. So it checks whether a condition is met. So it checks, and what do we want it to check? We want it to check whether the term 1 test is bigger, so press shift and the full stop, that'll bring up the bigger sign, if B4 is bigger than C4. So click on the C4 cell. So we're saying that if the cell B4, the number in B4 is bigger than cell C4, then what we want it to do. So we want it to display, so put quotation mark, yes, if they have improved. No if they have not improved, and the value if false would be yes. Okay, because what's happening is, if the cell B4 is bigger than cell C4, then that means that they have not improved, right? Because if their term 1 test is better than their term 2 tests, then it means that they have dropped. So the answer would be no, they have not improved. Otherwise, that would mean that if B4 was smaller than C4, then that means they have improved. So it would be yes. But don't forget, there's another possibility, and that is what if they're the same? Okay, but we're going to take care of that soon. So let's press enter. And for improved it has yes, and we scroll down the list and we've got no. And here's another problem. When there is nothing in the cells, it says yes by default. Okay, so we're gonna fix that as well. So let's put a few more. So let's say we have Daniel, Sam, Julie. I'm just making these numbers up, but let's say I have 20, 21, 30, 29, 40, 40. And let's say I have Smith, Tony, and let's say I don't put anything in there. Okay, so I'm gonna fill down on this cell. So you can see that I have no for Sam, which is correct because he's dropped from 30 to 29. Julie 40, so improved. Technically this should say well, it should say no, shouldn't it? Because they haven't really improved, right? So instead of saying yes or no, we want it to say same. Okay, so that will make it a bit clearer rather than saying they have improved. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have an if statement inside an if statement. So what that is, it's called a nested if statement. So inside where it says yes, okay, we're gonna put another if statement in here. So we're gonna say if, so I'm typing this just after the second comma. I'm gonna type if B8 is equal to C8. Okay, then I'm gonna put in I'm gonna put this whole thing in bracket. So in front of the if statement put bracket if B8 is equal to C8, comma, same, otherwise put in yes and finish up the bracket. So C8, why is this giving me another error? Maybe I need another bracket. So I shouldn't have a bracket here. That's right. And I need another bracket on the end. Okay, there is the full solution. So what we have here is if B8 is bigger than C8, we're going to put no. Okay, because if the first test, the score on the first test is bigger than the score on the second test, then no, we have not improved. Now, if the first cell is not bigger than the second cell, then we check whether they're equal. Now, if they are equal, then we put in yes. Then we put in same inside the cell. So if the first cell is not bigger than the second cell, if they're not equal, then we put in yes, which means they have definitely improved. Okay, so this is called a nested if function, an if function inside another if function. Okay, so we're going to put enter here, and I'm going to fill up and fill down. Okay, so you can see here now it's displaying same for Tony. So the last problem we're going to try to solve is, see where it says same on the bottom next to Tony. Well, we want it so that if either of these spaces are empty, then it's going to tell us that there's a test missing. So at the front of the function, instead of equals if, I'm going to put in a bit of space, so just so that you guys can see what I'm typing here. So I'm going to say if, so equals if, bracket. And now I'm going to use another function called AND. And what this function does is it checks whether some conditions are all true. So we're going to check whether B9 is empty. Sorry, we're going to check whether B9 is not empty. So this operator here means is not. Okay, does not equal. So that's why there's a smaller sign and a bigger sign. So if I just put the equal sign there, it means we want to check whether B9 is empty. And if I put the smaller sign and the bigger sign, it means we want to check whether B9 is not empty. So we check if B9 is not empty and C9 is not empty. So if both of these cells are not empty, then we're going to use this if statement to tell us whether it's no, yes, or the same. And then we put another comma at the end. So click on the end and put another comma. And then we put test missing. Okay, actually, let's just use the word missing. Okay, then it's going to tell us that there is going to be a test. There is a test result missing if both of these cells are blank, or if one of them is blank. Okay, so I'm going to press enter here, and you can see here that it's telling me that there's a test missing. Now, what if I put a number under term 2 tests? It's still saying that there's a test missing. But if I put a number on the term 1 tests, then it's telling me that they have not improved. Okay, I hope you guys have learned something from this tutorial. See you guys next time.